Recording. Hello, hello, hello. My artwork is completed. Can you believe it? It is the Alien Spaceship 3 right there behind me. I don't know if this light is good enough for this. I'm not getting Paul into the picture. This is my artwork. We're gonna hang this up into the upper corner tomorrow. It is curing right now, and it is absolutely totally gorgeous. And in the shelf are the two blue alien astronauts that I will be putting into that blue chamber of my artwork. That's what I'm gonna do, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And there are some more artworks there, and also wanted to show this candle here that I made. I made a candle, so let me see if I can show this without showing Paul. That would be good. Okay, here is. I'm not showing you. Okay, here is a candle holder that I have made. Thank you. I have made this out of clay from Walmart. And that was many years ago, like over 10 years ago I made this. And I really made this as a vase, but now I'm using it for candles. I put candles in it, and it's not combustible like the other one, like that, like this one there in the shelf that I have used on Christmas, because that can heat up, and then it I don't know, but it might go up on flames. This one here is earth clay, and I did not get to have it heated in an oven because I asked someone to heat that for me in a kiln, the so-called kiln, firing in a kiln, and they use very high temperatures for clays like this. And the lady there said that she made an excuse that this was not the right number of clay or whatever that would break apart in that kiln, and then it would damage her artwork. And so she really didn't want me there. That's what it really was. So I never got to fire this. So this never got fired. My artwork does not want to get fired ever. So, but it is still enormously sturdy, even though I never, it could, if this got water exposure for a very long time, it would probably dissolve. But I don't put water on it, so oil or wax doesn't bother this at all. It's really nice. And maybe one day in the future I'm planning on getting one of those clay ovens, those so-called kilns. They're really made out of some, like a cinder block type of material, where those ovens, they heat up to very extremely hot temperatures, and they can melt glass, and they can definitely turn a vase like that from a white, actually this is actually like some kind of china clay or something, like almost like a porcelain kaolin type of clay, that turns that into terracotta, which is, when that gets fired like this for, I don't know, an hour or so in an oven like this, then this kaolin clay turns into this pinkish red, almost kind of like the walls, a little bit more orange. They call it terracotta because terra means earth, and this is earth clay, so that's where that name comes from. They have been firing a lot of that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's like, I don't know, anything from dishes to bricks, where it turns into this terracotta color for anything like garden pavements and stuff like this. So it's all made out of a clay like this, similar to that. And then fired on high temperatures, it turns into a pinkish orange. It's very nice. I like it. And then it's really sturdy. Then it's completely water resistant. It can be used as tiles and so on. And so in the future, that's my goal, to have a kiln oven where I can make my own dishes again, my own vases and cups and plates and stuff like this, which I have already made in Germany. I have a whole collection of that. Also in LA, there was an Oriental guy who had a kiln shop like that, where I brought my stuff over, and he was all excited about my artwork. He really complimented me on my artwork. He's super, very, very sweet. And so that was really nice. I made those at home, and then I brought it over to that I don't know, like an art studio type of situation, and I just had them do the firing in the oven, and then it came out the terracotta color, and then they had all kinds of glazing colors there, which I used those glazing colors, and I paid for all of this, of course. And then I put the glazing on. The glazing is like, it's almost looks like watercolor. It is a very fine powder of finely ground glass, but mixed in with different chemicals, like different minerals mixed in, that create the different colors that will come out when they come out of that oven. So in order to brush that on, the powder has to be mixed with water. Then you can brush that on like a color. Okay, the water evaporates very quickly, of course, and then the layers of glass powder that is then put onto the surface of that same vase that I made before, or all kinds of things that I made, plates and cups and stuff like this, and different things that they're all like my artwork, of course, with the eyes sticking out and stuff like that, and like a big dog, and so then I put these different glazing colors on it in stripes and stuff, and then I was always really excited when it was finished and it came out of the oven, and then I could see what colors they turned into, through the melting process, the melting of the glass, of those glass particles. And they were amazing colors, amazing blues and blue type of shades that I used for those. Really nice. I gave some away to people, some of my artwork. Actually, I give a lot of my artwork away to people. So I hope they appreciate it. I hope they hold on to it, because you never know, maybe my artwork will become known. I don't know. I hope so. That would be nice, because it radiates out healing energy. Okay, that's what it does. I am so excited. I'm so thrilled about this. I'm so excited that the Alien Spaceship 3 is finished finally, and we're gonna be hanging this up. above the lamp. I'll take the lamp out. I don't really need the lamp in here anyway. The lamp that's not safe to have the lamp there. That would scratch it. So we'll put the lamp somewhere else. But, maybe I'll put the lamp on the other side. I'll have to figure something out about this. So what I'm gonna do, this lamp's really kind of unpractical. And it's cheap, it's not a very, that's not real good home decoration, this lamp. Paul bought it. I would have never bought this lamp. I mean, it gives out light and all of this. We have LED lamps, LED light bulbs in those, which is nice, but it's kind of, it can scratch up stuff, and then it's not very practical, and it's not stylish, for sure. So they had really good lamps at Walmart a while back, which I bought 4 of those table type of lamps, that you can bend. They have thank you, Blue God, 1111. Thank you, Blue God. So those are great, but I need those at the other house. But I need one of those here as well on the table. That would be really nice. But I will put my astronauts into that chamber tomorrow once it hangs up. So that would be really, really cool. The sun is going down gradually now, but I'm using the last daylight now for this. And I also wanted to talk about psychology. I wonder if I should do that now or should do that later. Maybe I should, I don't know. Maybe I should do that now. So I'm gonna start with, there were a couple things that I wanted to discuss that I thought were very, very important. So first of all, people misunderstand Shri Krishnamurti, all the time, and it's direct karma that you have to listen to Shri Krishnamurti now for 24 hours, sort of. So, but then people will run off, they'll say, this doesn't make sense, or that's like contradictory or something, or or they don't understand what he means. For example, when he talks about the ending of time. So the ending of time, what does that mean really? So David Bohm would always be asking him, would always come from the scientific, from the linearity type of perspective, but he wanted to know, that's why he would always compare it to that view that normally people have on things, with the existence, of perceiving. We perceive things, we exist. Would time still exist if we don't exist? Would time still go on? So a clock will go on. A clock will probably continue to go on after humans are no longer here on this planet. So I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but just theoretically, if people were not on this planet anymore, if people didn't exist anymore, then the clocks would still keep on going, of course. And if the clocks didn't exist, then theoretically, of course, times, of course, things will still be happening, things will still be growing, right? Something is still happening. So with existence, in general, even if there's no biological life, then then things are still churning and moving, and that is sort of like time, as in moving forward and in a proliferation type of sense. So I have to think about this for a moment. It still moves forward, but there's nothing to measure it. There's nothing to, even the clock itself is not really interested in the measurement of time. It's really the human brain that is interested in measurement of time in general. Time moves on, and it is very gradual, and we make seconds out of it in milliseconds and so on. And that is our brains that are trying to sort this out, that are trying to give this some kind of normation, in order to communicate, basically. It's a form of communication, in our daily work life and so on. And it has its practicability, and Jiddu Krishnamurti acknowledges that. So he doesn't say time in this sense doesn't exist. So of course it exists, and we have created a measurement out of it, increments, and these are all artificial, of course, but in order to Galileo Galilei was really, I think he was the very first one who created a clock in the Vatican, and he used the sunlight that would come into the tower, and then according to the sunlight that would go in a circle like this, and that's how the clock came into existence. He was a mega genius, way ahead of his time, of course. And the Vatican popes, the two brothers at that time, around 1500, they were amazing. They were into science. They were friends with Galileo, and they were living there all together, and they were extremely interested in this, and they were supporting science and arts. And it was until Martin Luther, the German monk from northern Germany, came in, who was, I don't know what his problem was, but he hated them, and he thought they were not serving whatever Jesus or whatever, and they were life-loving art lovers and science lovers instead. And he went to war with them. So and he started with that so-called Protestant Christian branch. So, and then out of that came all of these evangelical Christian religions, which are completely against art and science. And it's sad, very sad. A lot of Catholics are probably against that too, because art and science is always something that is fluent, that is never stagnated. Okay. But those Protestant evangelical religions, they're really, really, really completely prudish and stagnated. That's they really don't understand anything about existence at all. They come from ego only, and they're like totally into war and all of this. So I think they're more peaceful people in the Catholic religion, but then again, that's also a very rigid thing. Any religion is very rigid. Okay, so but those two, the Medici popes, they were really amazing. They were super. I studied that a bit on the internet. I thought it was very interesting. So measurement, people created a measurement out of time. Time is completely fluent. There are no increments. There are no milliseconds and all of this. This is a flux, a constant flow. Do you want to put increments into the flow of water. You can't. Okay, so the same with time. Okay, and but that's something that people created in order to communicate with each other, you know, and they needed to do this because it was obviously necessary for getting something done, for working, for and norming anything, you know, any kind of norming any kind of tool or any kind of like paper or any kind of package or something, you know. It has to be have a specific standard normation in order to be compatible with other things in other countries that work together with that company and so on, you know. It's obvious that is what's necessary for the entire computer world and everything. So that's never being denied or debunked. Okay? What he's talking about, what Jiddu is talking about in terms of the ending of time, means we need to become aware that psychologically we cannot be using time. Okay? Psychologically, and not in a physical way like measuring paper or tools and power tools and or shipment containers or whatever, you know. For that we have to have measurement, of course. You know. We have to be able to make something fit onto this wall, like this plywood or, you know, anything. So for that we have to have time, we have to have measurement. But what he's talking about the ending of time or ending of measurement, he means 100% psychologically. So the sun is going down, it's getting a little bit dim in here now. I don't know, maybe I'll make another video for that in my other room. 222. 2222. Thank you, Blue God. Okay, I'll make another video.